Sup traders, I'm gonna make a quick video about dealing with fear and anxiety in the market. And I'm making this video because some of y'all are familiar with the story. 1 year ago today, on New Year's Eve 2022, coming into 2023, I was long 50 Bitcoin at $17,000, but I was having a lot of anxiety. Fireworks were going off at nighttime. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna flatten everything and come back, trade later. And I didn't end up re-entering long, and what happened in the markets is that was the bottom, that was the rally from 17,000 starting January 1st, a bunch of straight green days all the way up to this year. $45,000 would have been, in theory, it wasn't part of my plan. If I had held the position the whole way, I would have been up like $1.5 million pre-tax profit. So I'm reflecting on that a year later of I'm in a position again and I'm like, man, I'm feeling anxiety about this position. I'm feeling fear in this position. What do I do? So I'm going to talk a little bit about my process of how I manage to hold positions because a lot of edge is from sleeping and risk, like holding positions when you're not there to watch them and letting them play out and letting profit run. There's a huge edge there, and we know that because markets trend and they don't only move when you're awake and when you're watching it. So, and you can't be hypervigilant all the time. That just leads to more anxiety. So a couple things. First is adventure, danger. Saturday, I was feeling like anxiety in my position. I'm like, I need to hold it till at least this week to see if it plays out though. I'm going to schedule a hike with a friend. I went today, did an outdoor hike, got the blood moving, but I knew at the end of the hike was a 40-foot jump into a pond, a waterfall jump, 40 foot. If you never jumped from 40 feet before, it's not crazy. It looks pretty fucking high when you're up there. If you want to look, you can look at my Instagram story, Travis D. Wu. Maybe it's still there when you look, but basically try to be real. Something I try to do is be physically active and have a little small amount of physical danger. So that's from hikes up to ridges, high points, and also I like to surf big waves during the season, go out surf later. Also playing basketball, things that give you a chance of injury. And you survive those. You have the endorphins from the exercise where you just feel good and you're in the present moment and you're not stressed, and the endorphins last. It kind of prevents you from being too anxious. And then also, if there's an element of physical danger, it puts things in perspective. Like, if I lose this trade, I don't make as much profit as I want, who really cares, right? Like, I'm alive, I've survived, I feel good, I took a physical risk and I'm okay. So I'm not telling you to play with your life. What I did, the 40-foot jump, I've done it before. It's dangerous, it's not super dangerous. Surfing the big waves, it's dangerous, it's not super dangerous. I'm not surfing barreling waves in shallow water. I'm not jumping 40 feet into shallow water, but taking a little bit of physical risk. And guess what? I didn't think about my position all day. And now that I'm back home, I'm kind of high off the activity of the day. And I'll be able to hold it till at least tomorrow, see what happens. I don't know if it'll be a winner or loser, but the point is you need to hold trades longer, not close in fear on retracement. The second thing is, I talk about this often, but I've got time locking devices for both my phone and my computer. And throwing those time locking devices, if I'm feeling fearful or I know I'm going to be fearful later, just lock the computer until I'm typically not fearful at 9 a.m. That's when I have the highest testosterone, the most energy. I'm typically going to be fearful at night, sometimes first thing when I wake up, especially if I don't get a good night's sleep. So sleep's really important. Doing the things like maintaining the physiological edge, right? So whatever system you have, whether it's just purely discretionary or purely systematic, most people trade somewhere in between. Whether it has an edge or not, that's great. Hopefully you have an edge, but can you execute it? And oftentimes fear and anxiety is something that comes in the way. And that's one of the ways I manage it, is try to stay extremely physically active with a small element of physical danger. If you follow me on social media, you see I'm either surfing or I'm hiking, going on hikes every weekend, up somewhere. and then through the week, lots of physical activity. And that helps me stay with my positions. It doesn't look like work, but it is work, and it's kind of funny. We think of trading work as being the time on the charts, but everything else counts too. Everything else adds to the bottom line. It's important, right? I always like to think about the Prestige, where essentially the lesson from that movie for me is if you want to be a master, you have to live your life like the master, right? If you want to step in and perform in the market, how do you design your whole life to be a master at trading? It's not trading all the time, but these other things: fear training, courage training, physical activity. Yeah, you need to study the charts. Yeah, you need to develop a system, risk management system, scheduling system, habitual system, and a trading system. But you also need to be the best you can be so you can actually execute it. So those are some thoughts on fear and anxiety. If you're not following me on Instagram, check it out. I share some cool stuff sometimes. It's Travis D. Wu, and I'll put a link down below. All right, much love and peace.